Hey guys, we have one or two people who seem to enjoy videos from the old Japanese farmhouse and often ask if the unskilled labourer has been doing any projects. The answer is yes. There's always little projects going on, but rarely are they worthy of a video. In this case, probably also. It's probably not worthy of a video, but just to show you the sort of stuff that's going on all the time. So in this case, we've been experimenting with different ways of keeping the fish pond clean, because in summer when it's hot and humid, it gets green really quick. So we don't like the fish to be living in a green environment, so we try to keep it flushed out and clean, but a bit of faffing around. So this is the best system we'd managed to come up with, was just to run this pipe that had been lying around the house, by the way. This yellow pipe had just lying around the house, so I ran it over to the fish pond, and then we'd empty the fish pond and then fill it up from the water tank, which worked pretty well, but it did involve a fair bit of faffing around and changing pipes and things. So the thought was to have a bit of an experiment. Because it's rainy season, the tank gets full really quickly, and that overflow tap up there tends to drop out water into the drain. So the thought was, how about connecting the overflow pipe to the pipe that runs to the fish pond, and then on all these rainy days that we have in rainy season, it'll just keep emptying that rainwater over into the fish pond, sort of automatically. And it seems to work. It sort of goes over there at a bit of a trickle, but it will do that for like 24 hours or 48 hours or 72 hours. So the result of it seems to be pretty effective and sort of automatic. We don't have to do much except feed these guys. They get pretty hungry. So you can see there, look at the clarity of the water's much better. It only comes out at a trickle. But look at the result. The fish seem much happier. So that's the sort of stuff. Here's another one that's sort of similar. So again, because it's hot and humid, on hot sunny days the pool gets used all the time, but on sort of rainy sort of days where it's hot and humid but rainy, it doesn't get used, and then it gets green, and the carpet that it sits on gets green, and it's a constant cleaning battle. So the other alternative is to clean it and then put it away and then bring it out when it wants to be used. And that's a bit of faffing around too. So we had some bits lying around. We had some pipe lying around. Some of you know we've got kilometres of rope. No idea why. The old guy that used to own the house had kilometres of rope. So some old pipe, bit of rope, a wire coat hanger cut into pieces. Hey, by the way, can you see the blue pool noodles up the top where the tent is? Some of you have tents like this will find when it rains you get big pools of water up there and it sort of messes with you. If you put pool noodles up there, it stops the water pooling. There's a thing. There was another project. So hook these up, give the pool a bit of a clean first, hook these things up, and the idea is instead of lugging the pool off somewhere else or letting the air out and faffing around, usually our goals are to try and reduce faffing to an absolute bare minimum. So the thinking was, if we can get this thing up, then it'll dry out and that'll stop it getting moldy, because that's the biggest struggle in summer in Japan, is mold grows on everything. So that'll stop it getting moldy. It's also not taking up any space because it's where we don't do anything else anyway. And the carpet underneath there will dry out. So that's just old carpet again. We found that rolled up in one of the sheds. So we just use that to soften the under the pool a bit for the kids, you know, which works pretty well, but yet it does get a bit wet and green. So there's that, and it seems to work. So the people who ask, those one or two people who ask what's going on at the old Japanese farmhouse, that's the sort of stuff. Little projects like that are going on constantly, trying to reduce faffing, maximize efficiency and comfort at minimum cost with recycled materials. Anyway, that was that. More videos coming soon.